Hello and welcome. Good afternoon. Today is the 20th of January 2021, and we are looking at Numbers chapter 9, chapter 10, and chapter 11. And I've been reading this for a while and found the most profound things from this. Oh, by the way, the book of Numbers, I would really recommend the book of Numbers generally for anyone that is studying the Bible. And this is because you get to see the way God thinks. You get to see a model of how we should be thinking as Christians, as people of God generally, and even in business, on strategy, on attention to details, on management. You get to see these in action. Now, moving on. So Numbers 9 started off with just when the tabernacle was going to be moved. Like it started off with the movement of the tabernacle when the pillar of cloud would rest on the tabernacle and then to rise, and the people will move along with it, and it will go and go to a specific place, wherever the place is, and rest, and it will carry on with that. So we notice that the spirit of God, the presence of God in the cloud was what drove people to move, right? The presence of God was the focus for people, for them to be able to move, and for them to be able to constantly move with the presence of God. They have to have their eyes on God all the time. And if you are living in that kind of mindset, with that kind of mindset where your mind is always on God and you're always waiting for when He's going to move, and you are always paying attention to literally what is direction, right? You will notice that the people, they won't be too attached to what is going on within their environment. So say they are cooking, making a meal, and they hear, okay, the tabernacle, the cloud is moving, they hear the trumpets, which is, I'm going to talk about the trumpets in the next breakdown of Numbers chapter 10. And once they hear the trumpets, the sound of the trumpets, they know, okay, it's time to pack up. They conclude on their meal, no matter what, at what stage they're in. They conclude on it, they pack up their goods. They don't set their eyes on any material thing, because they know that where they are at the moment is not the end goal for them. It is, they still have a long way to go. So we see that the people, because their eyes is always focused on God and they were willing to move with God, they 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 were not tied to any material thing, right? So they used the land as a camping site, they used the land for their sacrificial needs, they used the land for herbs or whatever else they wanted to, but they were not attached to the land. And I found that very, very interesting. See, the people followed the camp and the cloud whenever it lifted, and if it lifted, the people packed their bags and followed. And to do this, they had to make sure that they counted nothing as important beside the cloud, right? As long as the cloud moved, every other activities should stop. And they did whatever God told them. At least ideally, that's what they were meant to do. And then so I think these were some of the um really insightful things I got from this Numbers chapter 9. And I feel like if you get to read more of it, you get a lot more insight from it. But these were just really profound, and I thought I should share this immediately. And then if we move on to Numbers chapter 10, we see something and that thing really, really interesting. In chapter 10, it started off with the trumpets. So the early in chapter 10, God told Moses that he to make two silver trumpets, and so that you blow them in different times, in times to inform people that it's time to move, to inform people that it's time to for celebrations, to inform people that they should gather to the tabernacle, to inform the elders, now not just people but the elders of the people, to come to the tabernacle. So for different times, even when they get to their promised land, the trumpet should also be used for times of war and times of peace and other things like that. So the goal of the trumpet was a reminder, and it was not just the interesting thing for the trumpet was that it was not just a general reminder, like, hey guys, this is happening. It was not an announcement device. Rather, it was a reminder of people's, like, no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, the trumpet was made to remind people of the covenant of God with his people. We would see that in, I think that was in Numbers 10:11, where it talks about the covenant of God, that God said that whenever you blow this trumpet, it is to remind people of the covenant of my covenant with you. So whatever the situation is, whether it's a good situation, say you it's time, it's a celebratory feast, remember my covenant with you, celebrate in accordance to my covenant with you. If it is about war, and it's to announce that a war is at hand, or an enemy is about to attack, it is to remind my people that, hey, I've got you. Okay, you are my people, I am your God, and I will hold you and I will keep you. And this, I found this really profound, that whatever the situation, we should always have the trumpets in our hearts that would say, no matter the circumstance, right, I am reminded of the covenant of God with me. And I find that to be something that I feel every one of us should hold at, right? Now, beyond this, another part of the Numbers chapter 10 that I found very profound was this, talking on the guide. So, something happened here just after the first cloud was moved. We see that Moses reached out to his in-law. He had his in-law living with them. That's Hobab, the son of Reuel. His in-law is not Israelite, but he was within the camp, and he was about to leave the camp, and like when they were about to move, I think that was when Moses people came around, and then they were about to leave then. So Moses begged him that, hey, Hobab, would you please stay with us? Hobab was like, nah, I've got to go. And Moses was like, see, you know the way around the camp, right? Around the wilderness. You've lived in the wilderness region for a really long time. You have better insight about the perimeter of this area, how to navigate this place, how to live properly, right? Stay with us and mentor us through this journey, right? You know where to find what's it called? You know what to do in some circumstances when you're moving, when you're traveling in the wilderness, right? How to take care of yourself, how to do all of that. So would you stay with us? And I find that really interesting because the cloud is already guiding them, right? The cloud is giving them a general sense of direction, that, hey, this is where you go. You follow the cloud and you walk with it till the cloud rests, right? However, even when the cloud is still guiding them, Moses still asked for the mentorship of someone that had a deeper understanding, or that had a deep understanding, a human being that had a deep understanding of wilderness travel. And I feel like there's a lesson for every one of us here, that we should seek mentorship, no matter, even if we're told by God to do anything, right? Even if we are inspired by God to do something, we should seek mentorship from people that have prior knowledge, right? People that are a lot more experienced than us. We should seek mentorship from them, because no matter how good we are, or I mean, Moses he lived in the wilderness for 40 years. Let's remember that. So yeah, he has spent his time he had spent his time in the wilderness. And that was and with that knowledge, still he still decided that, hey, I need someone that is better than me on this, right? So that person will stay with me and we'll move together in the wilderness. I find that really profound. And even with the direction of God, he knew clearly, okay, we have to follow the cloud, but still he said, Hobab, you are better in the wilderness travels than me, than all of us here. So we would want you to mentor us on this journey as we're taking these smaller steps. Guide us. What are the things we should be aware of? What are the things we should not be aware of? Work with us. And I find that really profound. Yeah, so that is from Numbers chapter 9 and Numbers chapter 10. Then 11, the final one for this 10-minute session, we looked at when, okay, there was in the beginning of 11, we saw something really interesting. The people started to complain about their hardship. And that statement, I find that statement really profound, because what hardship, right? I mean, so far, God has really given them all they want, all they needed, right? Yet we see that people complain about their hardship. So it just came to my mind that whenever you find yourself thinking of, seeing the bad and the hardships of life, be careful. It might be a setup from the devil to get you to think, to complain against God, and to to lose your peace and your joy. Yeah. So I think this is a conclusion of numbers 9 and 10 and an introduction to numbers 11, and we'll carry on with numbers 11 going forward. Yeah, and have a lovely day. If you find this insightful, share with someone, and send your thoughts and your comments to on this video. Thank you. Have a lovely day.